The head of Lviv Regional Military Administration, Maxim Kozitsky, said that on the night of May the 15th, a missile was fired at one of the military infrastructure. It later became known that the fire was coming from the Black Sea, probably from submarines. 2 missiles were shot down by the West Air Command. 4 hits targeted at a military facility. It was completely destroyed. Fortunately, there are no victims. For the current day, the Russian army carried out rocket attacks on Sumy region again. The outskirts of the village of Spilivka came under fire and several private households were destroyed. This was announced by the head of Sumy Regional Military Administration, Dmytro Zhivitsky. He also stated that the Russian army fired on Shoska district from a plane, causing significant damage to infrastructure. In both cases, there were no casualties. During the day, the Russian army shelled Severodonetsk 11 times. The fire continues in Hirske and Popasna communities. 20 houses were destroyed there. The enemy, with the help of artillery and aircraft, storms the settlements along Luhansk front. This was stated by the head of Regional Military Administration, Serhiy Gaidai. There are hits in the Azot plant. The Russians hit the building of the technical school and continue to destroy Azot. Yesterday morning, after the next shot, the flames engulfed one of the production facilities, Haidai wrote in his Telegram channel. 4 residents of the region were injured during the day. No fatalities were recorded. During the current day, the Russian army dropped air bombs on the Azovstal plant, using heavy artillery, tanks and a large number of infantry to try to storm the positions of the Ukrainian military. According to the advisor to the mayor of Mariupol, Petro Andrushenko, Russia dropped incendiary of phosphorus bombs on Azovstal for the first time. The occupiers themselves claim that they used incendiary shells with termite layers, he said. Their combustion temperature is about 2.5 thousand degrees Celsius. The Azov regiment noted that despite attempts by Russian troops to storm, Ukrainian fighters are defending the plant and are urging the international community to evacuate them to a third country. The Azov regiment noted that despite attempts by Russian troops to storm, Ukrainian fighters are defending the plant and are urging the international community to evacuate them to a third country. According to the Minister for Reintegration of the Temporarily Occupied Territories, Irina Vereshchuk, negotiations with the Russian side are very difficult. Ukraine is currently negotiating the evacuation of 60 seriously wounded soldiers from Azovstal. Currently, pyrotechnics of the State Emergency Service of Odessa seized and deactivated explosive objects of modern production, 2 FAB-500 bombs. This was stated by the press service of the SES on the Telegram. After one of the air attacks on the region, 2 FAB-500 bombs were found in Odessa district, which did not detonate. According to the established procedure, the bombs were destroyed in a specially designated place, the statement reads. Also, the current day, the sea mine of the Russian military floated in Odessa region on the Black Sea coast. It was found a few dozen meters from the shore and neutralized today. This was reported by OK South. In Kherson region, the Russian military is deliberately destroying the Kinburn Spit Reserve and the Black Sea Biosphere Reserve, one of the largest in Europe. This was announced by Verkhovna Rada Commissioner for Human Rights Lyudmila Denisova. According to her, forests have been burning in Kherson region since mid-April. Extinguishing fires with an area of almost 4,000 hectares is currently impossible due to the occupation of the region by the Russian military. The whole plant world is under threat of extinction, in particular the largest field of wild redbook orchids in Europe, perennial trees, pink lakes and animals. The Ukrainian band Kalush Orchestra won the song contest EUROVISION 2022, which was held on May the 14th in Turin, Italy. Ukrainians scored 631 points, 192 from the jury and 439 from the audience. After performing in the final of Eurovision 2022, the leader of Kalush Orchestra, Oleh Psiuk, called on the whole world to save Mariupol, save Azovstal. At the press conference, he answered the question why he decided to make such an appeal, despite the threat of disqualification. People who have such a question do not understand how big the tragedy is in our country and how important it is. This is definitely more important to me than disqualification. I would not forgive myself for losing such a chance. And I really hope that at least one person out of 200 million saw it and took this into account, and maybe he or she will help us in some way. I would like to thank every country and every person who supported us. Ukraine now desperately needs support in all aspects. There has been no good news in Ukraine for quite some time. I'm glad to bring this good news. Advisor to the mayor of Mariupol, Petro Andrushenko, on his Telegram page showed the reaction of the Russian military to Ukraine's victory at EUROVISION 2022.